I think we're live now.
Well, I'm waiting for it to come up here.
Oh.
And we are on. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me on our Facebook Live here. My name is Tirza Ekholm, in case we haven't met. My company is the Tirza Factor, and this is Noteworthy Entrepreneurs. And today I am proud to have a noteworthy entrepreneur with me. Her name is Francine Sinclair. Thank you for being on my show, Francine.
Yeah, thanks. Tirza, how you doing? I always feel like a celebrity when I'm interviewed on on live. So yeah, I'm pretending that I'm on the news.
Perfect. I love it. That's exactly right. Because
Uh-huh.
we do offer something valuable to our audience. And so that's why we jump up on here and share of ourselves, even though it might seem a little scary. So, Francine is a social media strategist originally from Puerto Rico. She lives in Tampa, Florida, with her husband and children. After being a stay at home mom for 13 years, she got fed up with doing dishes and laundry and decided to help small business owners, middle aged and older, generate leads for their business using social media by helping them develop excellent content. Wow.
That was a long bio. I think I need to shorten that up a little bit.
I think it was fabulous. So, Francine, I know you're not in the direct path of the of Hurricane Laura, but are you feeling any of the effects of it?
Thank you, Jesus. I'm always in Florida in the summer. It's always like you're feeling the effects of something. Like it rains every afternoon. The weather here is bipolar. It could be sunny, and then 5 minutes later, you've got lightning, thunder, and like buckets of water. But this time we dodged this bullet. I'm praying, but we still have, the rest of August. We have September, which is like an extreme sport over here in Florida. And maybe I think the hurricane season goes all the way through the end of October, but usually you see the most activity late August and September. So I'm praying.
Whew, yes, well, we are for you as well. So,
Oh
so
God.
tell me a little bit more about your business and what it is that you do.
Well, Tirza, I help small business owners, and usually they are really good at what they do, but they just do not have the time or the energy or the bandwidth to figure out what to post, when to post it, how to post it on social media. They recognize that it's important, but they just don't have the time. So either I help I help my clients completely come up with their content, create it for them, assist them on some of the things that they need help with, and post it for them, create strategies for them. Or I do consultations for people who want to do it themselves, but they need help with creating that strategy so that they can just do it themselves. So I do that. And the reason why I ended up helping middle-aged people and older, I didn't pick that niche. I didn't even know it was a niche. It just kind of found me because I noticed that it was never the younger people who approached me. It was always people my age, and older. And then I realized that they just some people just kind of want to work with somebody around their age because they don't want to deal with people the age of their kids who are going to talk to them, and not have the patience. And we didn't grow up in this time. We're not natives to all this social media stuff, so it takes a little bit more hand holding, and we have to get used to all this exposure, and we feel it's kind of like our privacy is going by the wayside, right? So understanding those issues, because I've had them myself. When I started, I was like, oh, this social media strategist, I think I'm too old for this. This is for young people. And I was really wrong, because there are people who need help and want to work with somebody, like me. So I found a niche.
Exactly. Well, good for you because I just find it personally for my business, I'm sorry, I find it just overwhelming. There's so many different social media out there, and what are we supposed to post, and what is this thing about content, and how come nobody wants to know what I had for lunch?
Yeah, I know it's not second nature to us, it isn't. And so it takes some getting used to, even doing these Facebook Lives. I tell you, I avoided them like the plague. I would tell my clients to do them, but oh no, I didn't want to do them. actually would go out and go cold call to businesses, like walk into a business, ask for, and people are like, oh my God, I would never do that. I would rather do that than a Facebook Live. But then when COVID hit, I couldn't do that anymore. So
Right.
I had to get used to doing what I tell my clients to do, which is Facebook Lives and networking on social media. Which I would do for them, but didn't want to do it myself. So yeah, it's a change,
That is really, really cool. So, Francine, what's the funniest thing that's happened in your business so far?
Oh goodness. So one of the funniest things that happened in my business so far, when I used to actually go out to businesses and meet, try to meet the owner and talk to them about my services. One time I walked into this building and I was ringing the bell for a specific office, which was an attorney, which by the way is a client of mine now. And I rang and I waited and I waited. I'm like, oh man, maybe I should leave. Maybe he's busy. So I was like, oh great, he's not coming. So I'm leaving, right? Because that kind of like you're scared of, right? So actually, as I turned around as I was opening the door, he came down. I'm like, oh my God, now what? And then I was like, oh, I don't even know what I said, but then I invited him to coffee, and then we went for coffee, and then he became a client. So yeah, that was kind of funny how that turned out.
That's really funny. That's cool. And I can
Yeah.
just totally picture that. So, that's cool. So, in this kind of busy world, what kind of tip would you offer somebody who's just getting started with social media? We know we need to do it.
Yeah.
So,
So a tip that so people need to be consistent with their social media. They
mhm,
need to pay attention to the visual aspects of it, right?
right.
Um, like try to make your photos, look as nice as they can. There are apps out there that you can do to enhance things and change them a little bit.
Mhm,
Also, uh, try not to so much share content from third parties unless it's really good. Try to come up with your own content, unless it's like an article. But I see people sharing a lot of memes, a lot of memes, which is okay from third parties, but they're using it to kind of fill up their feed. But you want to connect, the thing you want to use social media for is to connect with your audience, right?
mm,
Connect with your audience. So if you're sharing this content from other people, you're not doing the connecting, right? And so
right.
unless that sharing is relevant to what you're doing, then you need to create a strategy that brings you closer to your client so that they can get to know you and of course like you and eventually do business with you. So it's not just throw things at the wall. You actually need to think about your content in advance.
Mhm,
Another thing that I'm seeing a lot, and there are two different schools on this, is that sharing political views right now in the environment that we are, it's very polarized, right?
mhm,
And so some people want to antagonize people who are not on their same page to bring in their ideal client. That's great as long as you're aware of what you're doing. Okay.
mhm,
So what I hate to see is people putting themselves out, putting all their stuff out there and then losing business because of it. Um, so people are using their personal profiles for business now more and more because everybody's figured out that Facebook business pages, unless you are doing ads, they don't really have. They
mm.
almost have no organic reach between, I think it's 1% and 3%, or maybe 3 and 6. I think
Wow,
it's 3 and 6. So it's
that's
really, really
terrible.
low. Yes, unless you're paying, right?
Yeah.
So people have figured out to how to use their Facebook personal profile. Okay, not by just bombarding people with their selling their products, but also to establish that connection. However, when you put your political views on there, it doesn't matter which one side or the other. Okay.
Mhm,
Um, yeah, it creates a lot of bad blood
mhm.
about situations, and you potentially turn off clients. I mean, money is green. It doesn't matter which side on the spectrum. So if you don't mind working with people who don't have your views, then maybe it's not a good idea to post some some stuff like that, because you can offend people very easily. People are taking things really personal these days.
Are they
And so I
ever?
just feel like it's a minefield, which is why I keep my personal, I have lists on my personal profile. So I don't have two profiles. I have one, but I
Right.
do have my personal friends and family on one list, and I control the posts that they see because I don't want to bombard them with my business stuff. I mean, let's face it, they're not my clients, right?
Right.
And then for people who are in the business world, they do not see my personal views. I don't post those. And I like to keep it that way personally. So I just want people to know that there is a way for you to segment your list so that you can keep those two things separate and kind of insulate your business from, that kind of stuff. So
Wow, that is a really good tip. And I mean, what I've heard recently is that most people have made up their minds in one fashion or another, and it really won't matter what you post. If they agree with you, they mean they already agree with you, and if they don't agree with you, you're not going to change their mind anyway.
no, you're just going to piss them off. That's what you're going to do. And so do you want to do that? Then I don't know. So
Yes, yes. Oh, that is really interesting. So
yeah.
that's a great thing to not post. Um, and I like the other thing you said before about it's not so bad that you're posting articles or memes, but make sure there's something that represents you. You can, if you connect with the material and then you post that, then people have a way to connect with you. And this,
Right, that it's relevant to your business, right? Or to
right.
or to your lifestyle or something, that it's relevant. So, and that's fine. Just don't make all of your content reposting, because I've seen that, and so there needs to be a balance.
Yes, yes.
See,
And that's exactly the thing that you help with.
absolutely. That's what I help with.
I
And
love
once people do it for a little while, they're like, okay, now I get it. I get it. Oh
that.
yeah, it's so satisfying to hear a client say, okay. I actually have a client who says now he enjoys social media. Like before
Oh,
he's like, I just want to dump this on your lap. I don't want, and I'm like, yeah, there's, to an extent you can put it on my lap. Like, but there are things that you will have to do. I can't get on Facebook Live for you. You know, yeah, there's no way. And
right.
there are certain things that they have to do. But once they get over that, whatever their reservations about it, some people actually start enjoying it. Yeah.
You've taken the pressure off them so they can relax around it and then
Yeah.
start to enjoy it. That's great.
Yeah.
Boy, I love that. So, Francine, how can people get in touch with you to learn more about what you do and also to use your services?
Well, they can DM me here on Facebook. I'm like almost a Facebook queen nowadays. I mean, yes, I do social media on other platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, but my favorite is Facebook. I'm not sure why. So they can either DM me, even if they're not my friends. I always check my what the message requests, the ones that are hidden in the back, or
Yeah.
they can email me at truebluesocialmedia@gmail.com. My website is truebluesocialmedia.com.
Yeah.
So they can contact me in numerous. I also have a business page, which is Easy Social Media for Small Business. And I put lots of tips and videos to help, business owners, like with the how to segment your profile,
Right.
stuff like that. So I have a few videos up there that help people.
That's great. Okay. So just so for the people who are watching this or who get to watch this later, I will be posting the links that and the information that Francine just gave us in one of the comments below. So you'll just be able to click on it and go right to it.
All right.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience today, Francine?
And no, I hope everybody has a great week. And I am looking forward to Friday tomorrow. So today is Friday's Eve. So I'm happy. I usually take off to the beach on Friday. So
Oh, lovely. Oh,
yeah,
man. That's a
maybe
great
not
trip.
this week since we have a hurricane not too far from here. But
Right. But at least you'll get a few days just to chill and
yeah, it's a great
regroup
place. Yeah,
for
absolutely. I'm
next
lucky
week.
to live here in Florida. I'm lucky.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Francine, for being on my show. And thank you, my audience, for being on my show for Noteworthy Entrepreneurs. And we will see you again next time.
Thanks, Tirza.
Bye, everyone.